Or the throat with Stalinium. If it only was so easy. Alright, let's see. Doveblegs. Where do we start? We adjusted the parameters of some ships based on testing results. I think we went through this. Vampire, they nerfed the DPM. Hardly. Well, chat is actually right in the way. Let's move chat to like here. They reduced Vampire DPM. Hardly surprising considering they made the DPM completely ridiculous. This thing still has, I think, small on DPM or something, which is completely ridiculous. Agincourt, this is a gigantic nerf. They're hoping to make it a secondary ship, but with 22 knots and low tier and no AA, I feel like trying to push in to use your secondaries is just going to make you a favorite target for every carrier and DD in the game. So this is of course hilarious. The German DDs, the smoke gets buffed, and for those who don't understand these values, they're giving them IGN and Russian DD smokes, with basically the worst smokes in the game. IGN smokes are the worst. Before this, the Germans these were the worst, but they're bumping these smokes up to the second worst, and in return for getting the second worst smokes in the game, they're nerfing torpedo tube reload, including on the tier 10. Keep in note that Elbing's torpedoes are 8 km of range and they do 13.7k damage, so these are essentially tier 7, tier 8 torps, and these tier 7, tier 8 torps are getting a nerf in return for this ship getting the same smoke as the other worst smoke in the game, basically. Main battery firing range increase, yay, then that's pretty much it. This is of course completely hilarious. They're desperate to sell their Fuso. They're up their tier 7 Fuso, so they gave it the main battery reload booster. I kept hoping this was a typo. I haven't like talked about this cooldown. I kept hoping this was a typo, but they haven't fixed it, and this devlog was posted yesterday. So it's absolutely baffling. 30-second reload, which is completely insane. Which is just completely insane. We can put this here. If the torps are terrible, why care if the reload is 5 seconds slower on the tier 10? Because it makes them even worse. It makes them even less effective, obviously. My counter question is, why did these need to be nerfed when they were already so incredibly situational and hard to use? Why did they have to be made even worse? Like what? I don't understand your point at all. View range increased. Yeah, this is something a lot of people don't understand. View range. I had a guy pinging me about this. Oh my god, Flamu, did you see that the view range has been increased? Yeah, this isn't related to the ship spotting. This isn't related to concealment. What this is how far you can see, how far enemy ships render. DDs generally have a very low view range, and generally the idea is the taller your ship, the better your view range is. And the problem with Marco Polo, however, was that if you had Sansonetti, that gives you range increase, and then you ran range more than spotter plane, you could probably get your range to exceed your view range, and that's obviously something Wargaming wants to avoid. So this is basically just a bug fix. So that's the way it does. Marco 26 is a lot for DD. It's a battleship. Marco Polo is a battleship. Insane buff. Yeah. So that's the Dovebleg. And then the more interesting thing is, of course, the new ships. Oh man, the new ships. American tier 8 battleship Constellation, British tier 10 destroyer Druid, Italian tier 10 destroyer Napoli, and Commonwealth tier 7 destroyer Yukon have been added to the game for testing. Oh man. American battleship Constellation. Basically, it looks like a Colorado with even more freeboard. Oh boy. How slow is this thing? It looks like a Colorado with even more freeboard. A Lexington-class battlecruiser Constellation was laid down in 1920 with the prospect of becoming one of the largest battlecruisers of its time, but ultimately wasn't completed due to the entry in effect of the Washington Naval Treaty. It does 33 knots? Oh shit. It's becoming jingles so fast. Why? Destroyer? Lexington-class battlecruiser, what? Dude, I'm sick. If you're gonna harp on a single word, fuck off. In the game, Constellation is classified as a battleship, receiving 8 accurate 406mm guns in 4 turrets and an unusual consumable for the class. A surveillance radar with a range of 10 kilometers. Holy shit. At the same time, the ship has weak armor. Oh no. Additionally, the ship is kitted out with 2 3-tube torpedo tubes equipped with powerful torpedoes with a maximum range of 9.2 kilometers. So, is this the first American battleship with torps? I think this is the first American BB with torps, right? I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think there's anyone else. So, wasn't that supposed to be like the German gimmick? I guess they don't really care much about the German gimmick anymore, but I mean, so far for that. So it has torps and a radar, and they specify accurate 406mm guns. Usually when they specify that the guns are accurate, they mean they have they get the battlecruiser dispersion, and considering it is a battlecruiser, and not other ships that have battlecruiser dispersion, example Thunder, example Florida. The role of this battleship is to support allies with powerful fire at long and medium ranges. What a great role for a battleship to have. I want to check the stats on it. Okay, Constellation. 63.3k, plating 27, so it's heavy cruiser plating. That's probably just bow and stern. I wonder what the central parts are. Firing range 7.4. Very slow AP shells though, so the shell velocity is slow. Reload time 30, 180 maximum dispersion. Sigma 1.7. It's gotta be battlecruiser dispersion with 1.7. Torpedo tubes 2x3. 16.6k alpha torps. Holy shit! That actually makes it pretty nasty for the brawling. That actually makes it pretty nasty for the brawling because they hit so goddamn hard. They hit so goddamn hard. Is the Constellation already power creeping the Elbing as a torpedo boat? It has more damage on the torps and better range. I'd say this is direct Elbing torpedo power creep. Oh man. Okay, A defense. Okay values, but not much hit. 8 flak though. 8 flak, interesting. Pretty high values actually. I think the AA is going to be fairly strong for tier 8. Actually, no, it's the hit probability is so low. Doubt it. It's Colorado guns. Interesting. Well, it might have improved pen on them. We'll see. Maximum speed 33.2 knots. Turning circle 900. Rudder shift. Surface detectability 15.6. What is 15.6? Let me see that. 15.6 times 15.6 times 0.97.90909 is 12.3. 12.3 concealment. Okay. Damage control party, repair party, surveillance radar. Oh, it gets spotter and radar. Even Missouri never got spotter and radar. In fact, that was one of the great downsides of the Missouri was that you couldn't have spotter planes. So If so, you couldn't shoot like over islands or smoke fire as well. So it gets both radar and spotter. We don't talk about the fighter because that's not an actual, that's not a real consumable. That's a decoration. But the spotter is useful. Radar and spotter. Holy shit. That gives this thing a lot of utility combined with the speed. Holy shit. 33. Imagine seeing this chunky motherfucker coming at you at 33 knots. What the hell? Like that's more physics breaking than like Kremlin, I think. Interesting. With torps as well. But probably has no armor. It probably has. I mean, I would hope it has no armor. This thing better be obscenely vulnerable. This better be obscenely vulnerable. Okay. British destroyer druid, tier 10. Both guns are in the front, which means, you know, which means that this ship is basically going to hard counter the likes of daring actually, because daring, if daring tries to trade AP with this thing has pure, like this one will always angle. It should never be vulnerable. Like this one should be actually pretty nasty to fight because it's always going to be nose in. The problem, however, comes in the situation where you're disengaging or you're forced to disengage and you're trying to shoot backwards. You don't have any back turret to utilize. You always have to use the front guns. So it has its ups and its downs. A super destroyer, that's always a promising start. That's like, that's always a fucking promising start, isn't it? Oh my god, that's like, yeah, this is totally not power creeping because it says in the history books that it was a super destroyer. Oh boy. Armed with universal 127mm mounts developed in Great Britain in the early 1950s. In the early 1950s, holy shit. Both two-gun mounts are located on the bow of the ship, allowing for its maximum firepower to be brought to bear without having to show broadside. Similarly to the British light cruiser's branch, Druid can only fire AP shells that have low fuse delay and excellent penetration angles, providing a minimal number of ricochets and over-penetrations. The destroyer has no torpedo tubes, so Minotaur guns, Minotaur shells. Druid is equipped with full-on consumables, short-range hydro, so that's probably, is it 4 km ship, 3 km torps, or it might even be 3 and 3. Short burst smoke generator, aka the best smoke in the game. Specialized repair teams. Oh, no Strashimi heal, that is. The ship is an artillery destroyer that is effective in supporting allies with rapid fire from cover and smoke, as well as in combat with other destroyers. Okay. Let's look at those stats. 25.3k health. That is an obscene amount of health. That is actually a shit ton of health. When you consider that you can run survivability expert on top. So we're talking 28.8k health. Holy shit. Base range is 14. Wait, this is absolutely hilarious. This thing has better base range than the Elbing after the Elbing buff. Elbing after the buff has 13.3k range. This thing has 14.1 base. That's absolutely hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious. Maximum AP shell damage. Oh, that's a lot of damage. That is actually really obscene shell velocity. 975. That is stupidly fast shell velocity. Reload time 1.7. 1.7. I think someone calculated that it has something like Haruguma AP DPM, which is like really obscenely high, with improved pen angles and short fuse and everything. This thing looks like it could actually take on a light cruiser and win, unlike the Elbing. 331k AP DPM without upgrades. 331k AP DPM without upgrades. Where does that put us? Let's see, 331k AP DPM. Smallland is here, Holland is here, Lapland. Whoa, that's Marceau APDP? What the fuck? Yeah, it's almost Harugumo. It's almost Harugumo APDP. Except it has improved fuse and pen angles. Like it even, holy shit, it beats the Daring by 50k. And that's base. Since it doesn't have torps, you're obviously just gonna build it for guns. So it's gonna end up with what, 400k with upgrades? Holy shit. Okay, yeah, that's pretty terrifying. AA defense, not too impressive. 4 flag, sure, but once again, probably not gonna do too much. Speed of 35, that is a vulnerability. Turning circle, very good. Rudder shift, quite good. Detectability 8.1. Where does this leave us? 8.1. 6.4. 6.4 km concealment. Huh. Well, 6.36, but it gets rounded 6.4. Jesus, that's rough. I mean, 6.4 isn't good, but it's enough to catch most DDs off guard. If they're both going nose in and then you run into them. Air detected before doors. Detectability after firing main guns and smoke 3. Damage control, short burst break, short range 100. Specialized repair. How much can you heal with this? Wait a minute. We're talking like. Right, you're healing 432 per tick if you got survivability expert, and then it heals every second for 20 seconds, so just times 20 is 8.6k per heal. 8.6k per heal, and that's plus, then you have to add the flag, which is 20%. 10.4k health. 10.4k health per heal. Holy shit. So you have 2 heals, but you probably run Superintendent on this ship just for the heal. So then you're sitting at 31.2k plus 28.8. That's 60,000 effective health. And that's not including if you're running stuff like Cunningham that can give you an additional heal. So you can tank over 60,000 damage potentially in the druid. Generally speaking, it's very hard to actually make that happen because you don't really heal all of the damage you take, because normal pen damage you only heal 50% off, and overpen's kind of same thing, so you're probably never going to get close to that. But in the Neos tribe, tanked like 40k. So in this thing, going over 50k is absolutely going to happen. Or absolutely going to be able to go over 50k in games. That's... Jesus, that's actually kind of filthy. Holy shit, that's a lot of healing. So this thing comes at you with guns in the front, Hydra active so you can't be torped, a super heal ready to recover him 10k health, and he starts blazing at you with that AP. I guess the advantage is that provided you can make the turn in time, if you're angled perfectly away and you just sail directly away, he only has AP, no HE, and he's very slow, so you should be able to lose him. Still, it's quite a bully in the caps. Interesting. I mean, people who play well against this thing, I think will be able to counter it, but the average player in World of Warships is going to get absolutely ass blasted by this thing. Like, this thing on the enemy team is going to chew up your DDs because none of them are going to counterplay it well. So they're adding this thing and they're adding the vampire. And then they look at the Elbing and they go, yeah, We think 100,000 AP DPM is more than enough for the German branch. And then they give 400,000 to this thing. That is interesting. I would say that is interesting. What is Druid even good for? Melting anything it faces. It's a Minotaur that can't be Citadel and can't be killed like a normal DD because of the super heal. It's a mini Minotaur. Italian cruiser in Napoli. Fairly sleek looking. Very small ass. Holy moly. No booty at all. No booty at all. 3x3 setup. Napoli is a project of a large heavy cruiser armed with 254mm guns developed by Ansaldo in the second half of the 1930s. The ship stands out for decent armor and concealment, an accurate secondary battery that uses sap shells, and they just couldn't add this to the Italian BBs. Just absolutely not possible. Bravissimo, bravo, bravo Wargaming, bravo. Why put it on the turtleback battleships when you can instead put it on the cruisers? Absolute fucking genius again. Well done. I can tell you fired whoever makes good decisions there. An exhaust smoke generator consumable and a capability of firing 4 torpedoes from each side at a distance of 13.5 kilometers. The cruiser has a short firing range which should be taken into account when choosing tactics. 4 torpedoes, okay. A short firing range. Let's take a look at this. Napoli. 59.2k health. 59 with 25mm plating. What? So it's a heavy cruiser. It's a super heavy cruiser, but it gets 25mm plating. 59.2k health though. 59.2k health. Hold on. That is... wait. Where does that put it? 59.2k. Who gets even close? That's like almost Yoshino levels of health, isn't it? That's like, it beats the Goliath in health. Holy shit. Look at this poor little fucker. Look at this poor fool sitting here. Jesus. This guy's the heavy cruiser, and this guy apparently shows up with his 25mm plating pretending it didn't even happen. Firing range 16.3 kilometers. The cruiser has a short firing range, which should be taken into account when choosing tactics. 16.3 short firing range. Main gun firing range. So 16.2. Huh. That is interesting. That is so okay. Always good to see what Wargaming thinks. Literally more than Zao. It has a short firing range, so we gave it 59.2k health. Okay. It has HE and AP, so not HE and SAP. Or AP and SAP. Maximum HE shell damage 3450, chance to cause fire 16%. That's actually not that high for such a big caliber gun. Shell velocity is nutty though. Holy shit, that is some insanely good shell velocity. AP damage is pretty nice, and also very nice AP shell velocity. Reload time 17 seconds. That's not too bad. Whoa, what is this? This is insanely good turret traverse for these big guns. Holy shit. Shell velocity and turret traverse is super good. Dispersion doesn't, I mean, it's cruiser. Dispersion doesn't look bad either. The guns look kind of scary. With that health and these guns, okay. Torpedo tubes 2x4, maximum damage. Literally, this guy, even this guy has better torps than the Elving. Oh my god, you poor German bastard. Oh shit. Just put the Elbing out of its fucking misery, man. Even this thing has better damage and better range than Elbing torpedoes. Like, literally, cruisers are better torpedo boats than the Elbing. It is. At this point, it's just tragic. Speed 56. Very slow speed, though, but also incredibly stealthy torpedoes. Very good for brawling, though. 4x 14k per side. That's nice. Secondary armament. 90mm, like, this is absolutely hilarious that it actually gave this thing 90mm sap, because I bitched and I moaned and I fucking complained my ass off to Wargaming that it is so stupid that you make this Italian battleship line, that you make this dumbass Italian battleship line where you give them 90mm HE guns that literally can't do anything because 90mm can't pen anything. It only has 15mm of pen. So I've told them repeatedly, this is such poor fucking design. Like, you can't even try to build brawling on these things, and you don't even give them the option because the secondaries are so trash that even if you build IFHE, you can't pen DDs, you can't even pen cruiser superstructures. Like, this is dreadful, absolutely dreadful fucking design. And then on a goddamn fucking cruiser, they go like, oh, well, we'll just give these guys sap. And that means the pen is magically 26mm, which just happens to be enough to punch through all DDs and the bows of cruisers and the sterns of cruisers, as well as the superstructures of battleships. Oh, that's fucking great. And of course, these are also sap, and these things pen 42, and the alpha on this is actually really, really good. Like, you couldn't just give this to the BBs and balance them in other ways. No, of course not. They just had to have shitty 90mm HE, man. There's gonna be a premium. You can quote me on this. There's gonna be a premium Italian battleship that's gonna get sap secondaries. You can quote me on that. Absolutely guaranteed there's gonna be a premium Italian battleship that's gonna get these sap secondaries. There's no doubt about it. Oh, that's tragic. AA. Classic 4.6 km range. Okay, you won't do a whole lot with that. Maximum speed 35.5. Pretty damn fast for a cruiser. Pretty damn fast for a cruiser. 750 meter turning circle. 12.5. 12.5. Surface did 13.1 surface. 13.1 surface. That leaves us at 10.3 kilometer conceal. 10.3 kilometer conceal. Oh my god. Like, I can imagine Zhao looking at this going like, okay, so this guy has such poor firing range that you gave it literally 50% more health than I have. And it gets 750 meter turning circle. What's Zhao's turning circle? I'm pretty sure Zhao's turning circle is like pretty terrible, isn't it? Man, poor Zhao. Literally poor fucking Zhao. Where are you? 840. Oh, it has better rudder. I think that, well, that might be the bit to build though, but it has better rudder. But Jesus, poor Zhao, man. How is that thing not just like brutally? Yeah, that's running the module, isn't it? Yeah, that's running the module. How is that not just brutally power creeping the shit out of that ship? Detectability after firing main guns in smoke. 8.8 kilometers. What the fuck? 254mm guns that have an 8.8 km smoke firing penalty? What the fuck are you smoking?
WGB like,
Doesn't...
you know what this game desperately lacks? Yes, it is in fact power creep. Let's add some more of that to the game.
Henry that has two 40mm guns has an 11.5 km smoke firing penalty. Venezia, I'm pretty sure didn't Venezia have 9.9 kilometer? I'm pretty sure Venezia has a 9.9 kilometer. I might be wrong. Let me double check this. Wasn't it 9.9? Yeah, 9.9 smoke firing penalty, and it has 203 millimeter guns. So the Napoli with 254 millimeter guns somehow gets a 1.1 km better smoke firing penalty, which means that the exhaust smoke that it has is gonna be so much more useful. Holy shit. So it gets damage control party, exhaust smoke, fighter, and repair. Oh, it gets a fighter as well. So you can pop smoke and fighter at the same time. Yeah. So this is like, what the fuck? I mean, what if it has 10.3 km conceal and this kind of turning circle? Why does it also need 60k health when it has exhaust smoke to get out of trouble as well? Holy shit. And the shell velocity seems really absurdly good. Okay, and I don't even understand why they felt this gimmick needed to be added as well. This entire sap secondary bullshit. Like, the only thing keeping this ship down seems to be the very limited range, which is still better than Zhao's range. Oh my god. That is, okay. What is that dispersion? Maximum dispersion, 145. Is that just standard? Is that standard dispersion, 145? Yeah, it looks standard. Standard cruiser dispersion, except 254mm guns. The benefit, of course, of having 254mm guns is that you overmatch Royal Navy cruisers. And it can't be understated. Like, one of the main things about the Henry back when it came out was like, wow, it has 40mm guns. And having 40mm, or it has 240mm guns. Having these guns means that you can overmatch Minotaurs. You can overmatch the like of Minotaur and such. And Smolensk, because these are ships that have 16mm plating. And if you calculate 16x 14.3, you end up with 228. So any guns that are bigger than 228 millimeters can overmatch these cruisers. So that's why it's a big deal. And the Napoli gets these big guns without any turret traverse penalty, without any smoke firing penalty. Like, what the fuck? Seriously? And I mean, if it's 254, 254 divided by 6 is 42, so it has 42 millimeters of HE pen as well. It has 42 millimeters of HE pen as well. Jesus. Wargaming, please. Why doesn't it have 1.1 km better smoke firing penalty than Venezia? Because it's a premium. Commonwealth battleship Yukon. Yukon was added to the game, an analog of Monarch as far as the base hull. The ship differs from her counterpart in having lower visibility. 13.2. Wait, what? 13.2 on a BB. That leaves 10.4 km conceal. On a tier 7? But wait, it's tier 7. You can't run all the the concealment module. So it ends up being 11.5. Wait. It has super heal. But less, lower damage and armor penetration. So it's a tier 7 Monarch with smaller caliber guns, better stealth and super heal. I have no idea. 11.7 means you're gonna be running Deadeye on this thing all day. It's gonna be like a tier 7 Conquer, except with maybe shittier HE. But Wait, they don't say actually. They don't say lower caliber guns. They just say lower damage and armor penetration. Wait, they don't actually. So you're gonna have 380s at tier 7. With a super heal and still. Whoa. Okay, that thing can be pretty filthy to deal with. Holy moly. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these ships seem very, very scary. First of adding radar to a battleship, just adding torps, like seriously. Like I feel like their way of making American BBs these days is just slapping gimmicks on them. Cash flow wargaming is drying up. That's the impression I get, because this is literally okay. Let's supersize a Colorado, slap radar and torps on it. Yeah, congratulations. Like what the? And oh yeah, let's give it 33 knots of speed as well. Like and the whole druid thing. Short burst smoke, short range hydro, super heal. Like they're all gimmick factories. All these ships are gimmick factories. Holy shit! I think they're really trying to like make some big bank right now. What else do we have? Super test. German destroyers. Oh no. Well, one thing you can rely on is they won't be. You won't have to worry about the German DDs power creeping anything. New dockyard, early access to German destroyers and more in update. Okay. The Hamburg dockyard is back. This time, players will be able to build the new Tier 9 German destroyer ZF6. The ship has good concealment, AP shells with improved ricochet angles and damage, and is equipped with the engine boost, smoke generator, and defensive AA fire consumables. Wow. The main battery reload booster will be consumed. Wait, this one did they gave main battery reload booster to this one? Interesting. So no hydro. Defensive AA instead of hydro. Thanks for that. Oh fuck. I did Oh man. I feel like this right here is just fundamental proof that even the art department has given up on this line. Even the art department has given up on this line. That's really the only thing I can think of when I see that. Like, even they were like, yeah. This is... Oof. Like, holy mo... Normally, they tend to make pretty nice festive camos, but my god, this thing is ugly. Holy crap. Looks like a toy from a supermarket. It looks like a bath toy. Like one of those, do you remember that Halloween event when we played with the bathtub ships? It looks like one of those. Oh man. Yeah. For the completion, you will receive her war paint. You know, when I hear war paint, this is not what exactly comes to mind. I might have a different war paint in my head when I hear that. It looks like a Playmobil set, yeah. Okay. Yes, this is no doubt gonna look really great again. Art department on that, but the camos. Features of the new branch. Accurate main battery shells with a big caliber for the ship class. 150 millimeters. Ooh. Powerful AP shells with good armor penetration and damage, as well as improved ricochet angles. Okay, the good armor penetration and damage, I mean, it's Hindenburg pen. So the AP shells themselves are powerful, but please don't be fooled into thinking this means that the ship does a lot of damage. I posted a screen.
I'm wondering if WG isn't getting all these premium ships released prior to ramming submarines down our throats in order to even out their revenue, since it will most likely take a big hit after introducing submarines to randoms.
Indeed, very possible. Yeah, for the ones I posted, for those that don't follow my Twitter, but I posted this chart on my Twitter back in January. This is Elbing DPM. This is the tier 10 German destroyer DPM. This is the AP DPM. You'll find Elbing right there, just below the Hayate. An infamous AP DPM monster, to say the least. So that's gonna be your AP DPM right there. In perspective, those new ships that are coming out, they're roughly around here. The HE DPM, on the other hand, if someone actually angles against you, well, when a Shimakaze can literally turn his ship away and only use his back gun and still trade evenly with you, I'm not sure if depressing is enough to cover it. Especially when you consider he's fast and agile and small, and you're literally the size of an entire shit brick house. So, yeah. Don't be fooled by their marketing speech into thinking that these German DDs are gonna be some sort of damage monsters. They are most certainly not. Great armor for the class. Okay, it has 20. Once again, this is very misleading. Great armor for the class in the sense that DDs don't have any armor. The ship has 25mm armor. And it has 25mm armor on the center of the ship, which isn't enough to actually protect you against any cruiser or battleship or anything. What it actually will do is make DDs able to shoot AP at you, because the 25mm armor will arm the DD AP shells. So, and you're so thick that you're gonna get full pens from DDs. So, once again, not that useful. In combination with their effective artillery, which isn't actually effective, this creates a special type of gameplay for the new destroyers. Mobile mini cruisers with powerful AP shells, mainly targeting single ships, light cruisers in particular. See, I don't even know what the hell they want with these things. They gave you a smoke. That's the only consumable you have. You don't have a heal. They gave you a smoke. So you can't really fight radar cruisers. Maybe they want you to fight them at range, but in that case you need someone else to spot for you. So you're basically, because you can't go close because the ship is so huge, you just melt. So you need some sort of situation where you get to 1 versus 1 a cruiser with someone spotting for you, and the cruiser absolutely can't be allowed to shoot back, and he has to give you full broadside. Like, yeah, I honestly don't know what they actually, I actually don't know what they want with this thing, because you gotta consider that if a cruiser goes nose in and you have to load HE in this thing, you are literally less scary than a Shima shooting HE at the cruiser, except you're big and easy to hit. So yeah, a low damage per minute of HE shells and high detectability make these newcomers suboptimal for fighting in caps. Yeah, I mean, you get outspotted by everything and you're easy to hit, and honestly, I honestly don't know why they would want to add this ship, because any other DD is going to be more effective than you are. This is such a tragic line. I don't know what they want. Availability of the smoke generator consumable. See, the fact that they're bragging about the fact that this is in fact the destroyer that has a smoke. Like, that's how bottom of the barrel they're scraping at this point.
Deadeye coming for DDs.
Zitika, thank you for the, like, that's how bottom of the barrel we're speaking right now. They're literally like, they're going through the bottom of the barrel and they're digging up underneath the soil. They're digging up some horseshit to feed you. Oh my god, look at this new destroyer. It has a smoke generator consumable. Woo! Which enhances the already excellent survivability of the new ships. And starting from tier 9, defensive AA fire consumable, which will allow them to confront enemy aircraft more effectively. Okay. Tier 9, confront enemy aircraft more effectively. Okay, okay, guys. You know what? Why don't you go confront some enemy AA with this thing? Let's see. Here's the Schultz. That's one of them. Let's see. Here's your AA. 2 flak. 2 flak. And continuous damage. 46 on your long range guns. 35 on mid range. This might actually not be the full hull. I'm sorry. Let's go equip the full hull. There we go. Oh, woo, plus 28. Well, now I take it back. Now you can go and confront the enemy aircraft. Woo! Whoa! Like. This is so. Oh, it's such a tragic shit show, isn't it? Like, holy shit. Oh, you have 46 long range AA and 2 flag. Like, it is absolutely tragic. You're gonna buff this continuous damage by 50%. Watch out. You're not gonna be doing 46 damage to the enemy planes. You're gonna be doing what, 69 damage? Woo! Whoa! Watch out, planes. If the R planes come at you with 40,000 health and you're doing 69 DPS a second, like he's seeing the ticking of 69 and he's literally laughing his ass off. Like, thank you for the memery wargaming. Very appropriate. I mean, and don't be fooled into thinking, but maybe when you get to the tier 10 Elbing, like it's all gonna turn around. Then you're gonna unlock the Holland levels of DPM or something. By God, no. Just like, Jesus fuck. Look at this shit. It's the same 46 long range and 88 mid range. But don't worry, you still have 2 flak now. Just pop your defensive AA and my God, truly. Just like their entire marketing speech is just that. It's bullshit. If you buy into this shit, I'm sorry, but holy shit, haven't we taught you better? Haven't we taught you already that wargaming is full of shit? If you still buy into it, I don't know what the hell to tell you except holy crap. You deserve to be scammed at this point. And starting from tier 9, the defensive AA fire consumer, which will allow them to confront enemy aircraft more effectively. Torpedo tubes with the decent reload time. That is standard for German. This is like a politician trying to sell this torpedo tubes with the decent reload time that is standard for German destroyers. Oh, wow. Wow, don't tell me you have torpedo tubes with the decent reload time that is standard for German destroyers. Woo, I'm so enticed by this new line. And an average damage and range, which makes these torpedoes the best option for you. They literally tried to sell this, but they couldn't come up with anything that wasn't as a blatant lie. Decent, standard, average. Wow. Wow, truly. What excellent. Absolutely excellent. And just to put into perspective, what is decent reload time with with average damage and range? Well, it is the fucking soul crushing torpedoes that have 8 km range, which means even a goddamn Cleveland can radar you if you try to use these things, let alone any other ships. And the torpedoes do 13.7k damage. And note that they're going to be nerfed to a 90-second cooldown. They're 85 here, but they're going to be nerfed to a 90-second. And apparently this is a decent average. I don't know, whatever other horseshit they said, but like in comparison, where's our gearing at? Gearing, which isn't exactly considered that overpowered, but this is 98.6 and this is 16.5 km range, literally more than double the range, and 18k torpedoes. And gearing isn't exactly the top dog when it comes to torpedo damage output. I mean, Holland torpedo reload, this is without any modules, 100 seconds, but 15 km range, only 3k damage less. To put in perspective, if you wonder where did these torpedoes come from, why on earth would they put these dumpster fire torpedoes? Why on earth would they put this dumpster fire 13.7k G7 Steinbutt torps on the ship? Like, why would they do this? Well, it's pretty easy to figure that one out. Here they are at tier 7. the exact same torpedo. I think at G6 we had Yeah, no, it's the tier 7 one. Yeah, these are the same one. So if you're wondering where did they come from, they literally took the Mars torpedoes, notorious for their super powerful characteristics, and slapped them onto a tier 10. So that's what the decent average blah 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 horseshit looks like. You have tier 7 Mars torpedoes on your tier 10 destroyer. Enjoy. If you put money into that thing, my god, do you deserve to be scammed.
I'm shocked. Are you implying Ouija is less than completely honest in their marketing hype? My faith in humanity has been severely shaken.
Truly.
Well.
Truly. The Iron Cross permanent camo were added and Hamburg Port was added. Hamburg Port, oh, art department, no doubt. Making shit look great again. I mean, the German DDs, I don't think they tried on the other one, but this looks fantastic as always. Permanent camouflages for Kirov. Okay. That's the same one as the one we saw. Oh, they added one of these. Oh, this one looks nice. Oh man, this one looks nice. I will give him, this one looks shiny. It's like the Hayate camo, but no one wants to play the Hayate because it's so trash. But maybe this one will be more fun, so people will enjoy the camo. This Japanese lacquer camo is actually quite nice. Okay. This one not so much. Oh my god. In memory of heroes? Wait, this is... In memory of hero... Wait. Okay. I don't think they really want to be memorized this way, but this I'm sorry, but this fucking looks like a clown camo. Are you serious? Holy shit. Oh, it's the powers from lest we forget. Ah, because the pop is. Yeah, okay, that's true. That's true. I like that. Captains. Kronstadt has been updated. That looks cool. Section with equipment that is affected by it has been added. Okay. I love that they can't even be arsed to give us an English translated version of this. It's always in Russian. Like you can tell this is a wargaming developer who's playing, right? Yeah, you can tell. Captains have special skills. Of course they do. Updated daily shipments. Okay. Yep. Removed some hull modules. Okay. Fair enough. Well. So there we have it. A bunch of extremely questionable looking new premiums coming out.
I'm a very stable
and
genius.
A bunch of bullshit marketing about the German destroyers. That's about what I expected. Thank you, Yolarish, for the 44 months. Stream Raiders? Yeah, let me go get my coffee. And let me put on Stream Raiders.